speaking finally. Yes, become cool. Bad. It's still fucking hot, but hey, not as. But it does make it a lot more bearable. Now then, we are going to start something new today, and as such, I'm expecting some minor problems here and there. Nothing too surprising, I hope, but we'll see. And, well, just going to wait until everything is actually loaded, because you can do it however you want. You can do all the testing you want. Practically speaking, I'm getting emails. Of you emails. I have enough of you. I've read enough of you. I don't want to see it any longer. That was such a but you have no idea. Now, after you reach a certain amount of time, trying to do the same thing over and over with a temperature that is most definitively not good, you reach a point where it's like, okay, I have seen enough numbers. I don't even want to try and read anymore. That is going to be a pain to get used to again. I do have the feeling that the summers have been getting hotter. Like more fickle, basically. We shall take it as it is, mostly because we can't change it. And today we are going to, as promised, start a new series. And well, without much further ado, I will give you the intro, and then we'll talk a bit about it, while the game will probably repeat its intro a few times. One of the Wonderful World games. Now, change things around like whip, and like whip. Game watch. Now, I do need to make some room on my desk so I can get my beloved little controller, which is still treated like an Xbox controller, which infuriates me to no end, but I'll take it, as long as it works. Now, before I went ahead, I did do a few test runs with this, and I'll tell you about it in a second. For the moment, we get an intro, and intros are cool. Mostly because they're kind of cinematic, and they're like, oh, look at all this cool shit, and you play the game, it's like, this doesn't look nearly as cool though, does it? But hey, therefore there's more story there. That looks evil, it is red. Look at that. Doesn't it feel like we're back in the past again? I see many things I probably need to fight. That will probably piss me off to no end. Also, that looks like a horrible mishmash in animations. It's really kinda do, doesn't it? Ooh, a big gun tower. You stole that from Battleship, didn't ya? I have no idea what is going on, but, well, does it matter? Of course not. As if it would matter. Flying ship. It's neat. Always makes me wonder how that is supposed to be working, because, well, you know. I mean, we do get a few tons of steel into the air nowadays, yes. But a whole battleship, that's not just a few tons, mind you. You try to imagine getting the Bismarck to fly. The Bismarck will laugh at you, like, try lifting me. But yes, we're back with another nice little game. And actually one that I have not played yet. For actually no reason. And I mean that quite literally for no reason. There's no reason why. It just never seemed to fit. I played Grandia 2, way back when, on PlayStation 2 first. Well, because it was the first one I got my hands on, basically, and that was quite enjoyable, and I always wanted to get this one and play it, but it never worked out. I mean, I have it on the PlayStation, and one time I wanted to play it, I got sick, so, you know, I actually sick to the point where I couldn't actually play games. But I kind of had to cancel it, and after that I had some other things I wanted to play, and, well, that kind of repeated itself a few more times until I kind of forgot this thing even existed in my collection. But, alas, since we already played the other one, I did say that we will return to this one at some point and play it. And, well, the time has come. Well, as I said, I guess that is rather common for me to do, so I will ramble a bit before we actually get into the nitty-gritty of playing the game. Now, I do have some experience in starting new series at this point, and I learned from past mistakes. Let nobody say I didn't. I do some, you know, general testing before I start things. Still, I consider the first episode usually to be a bit of a trial and error run. Because, let's be honest here, no matter how good your preparations are, some unforeseen things can happen. Usually my tests include, well, to put it mildly, firstly just, you know, installing the game, starting the game, let it run for a bit, see that it actually works. Which it does. Next I try to, you know, actually capture the game screen so that we can actually see it. Usually that too does not give you too much trouble. Sometimes it does, because some games are special, and sometimes you have to reduce it to basically just capturing, you know, one of your monitor's desktop view, but whatever works, I suppose, as long as it works. A bit of test trial and error there. This game actually was rather nice when it comes to that. Why actually? Because it's the so-called HD remaster, although I will not give 2 cents about that so-called HD remaster. Grandia 2 also didn't get much of an upgrade from that, honestly, but alas. Let them have their monies for a job done. Most definitely not well done. But yeah, next what I usually like to do is, you know, just capturing it and then do a bit of a recording so I can see how the music and stuff actually gets captured and stuff, and well, so far everything works. But alas, when you then try to do it live, you will sometimes find yourself with some fun. Like sudden game crashes and the like. Can happen, has happened in the past, and we'll see if it happens now. But yeah, that in mind, let's talk a bit about the format we'll be using for this. Now, since this is new land for me, as I have quite actually not played this game before, I can't really give you a concrete episode time format for it. I try to keep the episodes somewhere between an hour or 2 so that we actually get a decent amount of fun times out of this. But since I'm also not the kind of person who just interrupts a story segment because, you know, the timer ran out, there might be some, you know, more open-ended episodes. On the other hand, if it feels like we've reached a good stopping point, I might end it a bit earlier, so that we get a good mix basically, but roughly on average you should get, well, an hour or 2 of entertainment. Let's keep it somewhat straight. 1.5 hours should be the ideal in this particular case, but as I said, I'm not going to, you know, watch the clock while playing games, because that is something I do hate. I do it sometimes, you know, when I have to, but I do try to avoid situations where that is the case. Also, I might add that, well, of course, today we have started a bit later than I had planned. I wanted to plan at the usual hour, but it was bloody fucking hot. Quite literally to the degree where I was trying to, you know, do some basic bitch accounting and had to re-enter the same numbers like 3 times before I got them into the right row and into the right order, because fuck that. My concentration suffers a bit. It's like, according to my little thermostat here, it was at the highest point like 35 degrees Celsius, mind you. And, well, that's hot. That's very hot. For me at least. Now I waited a bit and I cooled down the room a bit, and now we are, well, slightly below 30 degrees, so it's a lot more bearable. Actually to the point where I can actually, you know, stop the fan, because I feel the need to have the fan running in the background, and it's this hot. It does kind of impact the voice. My voice in this case. Because you can hear it in the background. And I kind of would like to avoid that. Especially for our first episode. Now then, that's it. I'm new to this one, and I'm actually excited for it. To see this little gem, and, well, as usual, and that's something I would like to add from now on, at least to the beginning and to the end. You, of course, as the viewer of this, can of course take a bit of influence on what next is to play in our little series formats on Fridays and Saturdays. The easiest way to do so is to just, hop onto that little Discord thingy of mine and, well, tell me directly to my face, like, hey, play this. I'll not hold it against you, mind you. I'll take suggestions, but I will also, of course, keep the final vote right to myself. Mostly because while I would love to play whatever you desire, basically, because that can be fun, of course, it does need to be somewhat fitting, A, theme-wise, and B, from, well, gameplay-wise. If it's something that doesn't really lend itself to an episodic format like this, I can potentially do a one-off with it. It's the same deal I have with the little strategy member and his beloved Daggerfall. That's the sort of game that really doesn't lend itself well to an episodic format that should have a, clear-cut beginning, a middle, and end, like a good story should. But it's far too open. You could potentially play Daggerfall for an eternity and not be finished with it, which really doesn't sit well with me. Or you can make it really short if you just wanna, fulfill a certain condition, be bam, done. Kinda not my preferred style for it, but as a one-off, to just showcase how, good old games are sometimes. Yep, we can do this. Now then, I've rambled enough, I think, at this point, and, well, without much further ado for the moment, let us actually click the new game button and see what happens. I see some colors. That is nice. Also, I need something cold to drink. It's fucking hell, it's still fucking hot in here. Ah. Phew. Looks a bit like paradise, doesn't it? Yes, eternal peace has been found. Everyone is happy now. At least I've also bought, since I destroyed the world. Oops. Okay, just randomly pop stuff up like blip. We're builders now. Screw you. I do love those style RPGs, I will have to admit. They have something very special toward them. Also because I do kinda show a very, very colorful variety of worlds. Oh, you have wings. You do. That is strange. People should not have wings. Basically the same as with cat ears. Yeah, sure, might look nice. Now imagine having that on your cranium. That is going to do horrible things. Just a small little protrusion. Yes. That's going to do horrible things to your brain. And then there's just now useless stuff like tails. The human body, that doesn't make any sense. The tail is really not gonna have any fucking use. But hey, that looks cute. I can look over many inconsistencies. Just beat this game a week ago. Well, then you're a lot farther ahead than me. Well, he face palms immediately. Looks at me, face palms. Also, hello there. Little ump. Yeah, you should be ump, that's easier to remember. Oh, he's one of those children. I'll be there yet.
周りに兵士がおらぬときは父と呼ぶがいい。
お言葉ですが、ここにはまだリーン注意が控えております。
お前らしいな、その答え。
I do dig his voice though. It's
だが、
awesome.
我が軍の計画にとってリーンが特別な
It
の
has
は
indeed the Japanese voices, and
言
when I
う
have the
までも
option,
ないこと。
it's like with Grandia 2. I played Grandia 2 with the
そうである。
English voices on the PlayStation, and when I see the option for Japanese voices, I'm like, okay, that's going to give it a
サル
new
ト遺跡での第三次
impression,
発
and I
掘
like
調
that.
査もいよいよ終わる。
That's some heavy footfalls though.
わ
Are you
し
wearing
は
power armor, my friend?
お前たちの働きに期待しているのだよ、ミューレン、リーン。
But yeah, so far, I'm actually digging it. Well, the voices are
今
pretty
回の
nice.
サルト遺
That's
跡の調査
magically.
には、我々ガーライル軍の誇る精鋭部隊を当てておきました。
It's also pretty sweet that I don't actually for once know what to expect, honestly.
現在の時刻
Mhm.
1340
You're lying to
ファー
me.
ム上空を通過中
Nope, not this
目
one.
的地へ
I
は
had it around forever, and I never came around to play it for multiple reasons. And then at some point I forgot about it.
バール将軍に
And then was like, no,
差し上げろ。
I will play this. I decided when I played Grandia 2. I was like, yeah, now I actually have a good excuse to find some time to actually play this. Not much was it? Well, yeah, no, not every line is going to be voiced. That's mostly because actually voice acting is pretty damn costly. So usually old RPGs do this nice little deal of, you know, some of the more important lines are voiced and the rest is going to be voiced by yours truly. Which, in other words, is me. I guess we could say you could get it worse. My angelic voice shall guide you. Jokes aside, I'll do try my best to give you that, so you can potentially just listen to it if you want to. Yep. You know, if you do an HD remaster, you could probably do a bit better work than that swing around, couldn't you? Yes, you could. Yes, you could indeed. But well, you know, I'm not necessarily much a fan of the whole HD remaster nonsense, because let's be honest, it's a bit of a cash grab, basically. I mean, there was worse cash grabs in this world, I suppose. Still, if you know that your camera doesn't really handle zapping around well, you should probably try to avoid it as a technique. What's that little creature? Why is it running around? Also, is it just me, or has she two very perky boobs on her head? Why, game? Why is that a thing? I'll trust you that much. So, you know, if you... It was raining. Well, yeah. Oh, that was a scream. And a half.
この悪ガキが
It's a patch. Okay.
またお前かジャスティン。証拠りもなく
Oh god, it's a
わしの
Justin.
物置を荒らしよって。
荒らしてないなんで俺の話聞いてくれねえんだこの宝探しには男の意地と冒険者の
That's
魂
quite a statement, young man.
何言っとるお宝なんぞこんなガラクタの中にあるものが、あんなに散らかしやがってとにかく
Sound effects amuse me
物置で
greatly.
お宝探しなんか二度とするな分かったかこら
Also, what's with this game with heavy footfalls? It really lost it, doesn't it?
ひってえよないっつも遠慮なくぶん殴りやがって
Some random punk-ass kid comes into my shed and starts coming and going and doing shit to it. Yeah, I'd be pissed off.
ジャスティン大丈夫？すごい音したよ。
なんだよ見てたのか心配すんなって、あんなげんこつ
I mean, he looks like a kid, he should sound like a kid.
一流の冒険者なら当然だろ
First-rate adventurer that gets beaten up by some random punk.
いやダメ本当にガラクタばっかりで勘が外れたか
Yep. Would have beaten you up too, kid. Would have beaten you up most definitively.
ほら伝説の鎧ちゃんと私一人で見つけてきたんだ
Oh, that's what you mean. That's actually a pet.
フーイも手伝ってくれたのねはいジャスティン伝説の鎧
Dirty apron acquired. I was going to say that doesn't look like a legendary armor.
あとは光の盾と勇者の兜、それに精霊の剣だ。
日が暮れたら私たちの負けなのよ私嫌だからねガンツのお嫁さんなんてだいたいガンツの口車に乗せられてあんな約束したジャスティンがいけないのよちゃんと責任取ってよね
わかってるって。
Okay, so far so good.
よーし
Now I know what we need to
ガ
do.
ンツのやつ見て
So
ろよ。
does Grandia 2 have anything to do with this
私た
one?
ちも行こううい
Realistically speaking, no. All of the Grandia titles are very much on their own without any, well,
見つけてきたぞガンツ
direct connection.
最初の宝物。
The story of Grandia 2 basically has, well, its own world-ending implications that probably will not get reflected here. Oh, look at that, I can actually zoom around with my right stick, eh? Don't even need to use my... I can use my shoulder buttons too, though. That's neat. No. Learning controls is always a good start. But you know, the Grandia titles are very much of their own. It's a bit like Star Ocean, where you have no real connection. I mean, Star Ocean 1 and 2 are loosely connected. I think Star Ocean 2 plays like 400 years after the first one. So you get some name calling, but that's it basically. And Star Ocean 3 then goes completely out of its way. So yeah, you don't really need any prior knowledge to enjoy either one. As far as I know, at least. And I did speak to a few people who actually play both of them, and they're like, nah. Please, which is so sharp. Well, if you say so. I only know these graphics for the moment. I haven't actually looked at the original. Puffy kick. Ra ra. The cheer apparently restores some HP. Okay, I take one and play. Throwing Puffy. Just throw your pet at them! Okay, I'll take it. And the Beach Slash. A Victory Slash. What do we have equipment-wise again? Well, a wood pole, a cardboard, a adventure rope, I suppose, some sneakers. That are not Google's game, but that's a cap. Okay, I'll take it. How about you? A toy bow. Mittens. Yep, we're equipped for adventure, alright. What do I have in my inventory? Oh, actually, yeah, you have your own inventory. That's kinda cute. Wind cells, Jesus Christ. Sweet, sweet. The girl knows what's important. She has sweets with her. Can never have enough of it. Okay. Let's talk to the obvious person. You look like a pump, alright? Oh, it isn't Justin. Take your sweet time, aren't ya? Frustrated adventurer. Adventurer. The end of the world was found, and there's no use for adventurers. You're way behind the times. There's no end of the world. I mean, it depends. The end world is probably somewhat endable. I don't even know that. You, frustrated adventurer. No way you're gonna find the poor treasures before sundown. The duel is as good as one. The promise started to choose and make it. Aye, guns will take her as not right. But kids, I don't think that promise means much. But oh well. Okay, guns. You got plenty of time before sundown. Yeah, let's look here. Talks to dirty April to guns. Yeah, I found the legendary armor. Yes, I found the legendary armor. Let's just hammer that fact home. How about it? Let me check if something happened. Shit, I need to rearrange my window. Because I hit it. Now I can actually see. Oh! The lump. It has followed. Well, that is very nice of him. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Ist close. This thing. Jesus Christ. More treasures are hidden around North Park. I won't be able to find them all before I'm down. Don't fix it too soon, none of the girls will like you, because I don't... I'll just give up, Justin. And you will become Gunsprite, right? And you'll live happily ever after. Stop the goose. I don't want to be Gunsprite. As I said, you're children, I don't think that promise means much, but I'll sure take it seriously on your behalf. It's you, Justin. I'm playing with guns again. Nice, really are good friends. Doesn't seem like it. Me and guns, good friends? No way. Having a duel with him. Now I see. Playing a game of duel. Did that when I was a kid. I just that adults don't ever listen to what I say. I shall not comment on that being a dirty, dirty adult myself. Okay. Can I go down here? Oh, that's kinda cute. Oh. Television. I think the spot could be the Warrior's helmet. Yeah, I think you're right. This must be the Warrior's helmet. Just you wait, guys. That was easy. Better pot. At least, come on, you called the fucking dirty apron legendary armor, so keep it consistent. Gotta find a good hiding place. Do it quick, or people will find me. Okay, found one item. Game. I can see that you are still very much trying to think in 4 directions. Well, technically we need 6 directions, but still. Anything I can steal? Don't bite me, I'm just here to... Oh, yeah. Actually, something you have in Grandia to do. You can actually run into things and make them move a bit. Kinda neat. Well, glad to see you. All energy as always. Oh, look, it's me. Justin is just too full of energy. Just let's go with it. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. I did shit to eat guts. It's you two. Justin and Little Two. Come to hear a story today. Sorry, again, no time for that now. I'll be back as soon as I settle things with guns. Hang on to them. No time for the elderly. We need to find more epic equipment. Equipment hunt. What's behind this? Sticking these flyers on the walls of other people's houses. I know, it must have been you, Justin. It wasn't me. Look in these eyes. Are these lying eyes? I look in your eyes and I see lie. I'm the strongest one in all of Parn. You got a problem with that? Then come at me. What's this? Strongest? Oh, it's got to be guns. It is like guns. Watch out. Duel of the Century Guns. Defender of Justice versus Justin the Coward. He doesn't know how to do a good bit of propaganda. And for what treasures begins. What is this? It's Justin the Coward. That's isn't right now. That's right. It doesn't even have my name or Puffy's name either. That's pretty rude. Totally missing the point too. Yeah, can't have him insult our honor here. I would recognize this particular nonsense everywhere. The shave point. Very important. Okay, but before we leave the part of town we're in, we shall give 2 more looks around. I'm in the Young Men's Club. Can't you see that pump's full of activity? It keeps on developing. The time for use has come. What the Young Men's Club is for. I wanted. Wanna join, Justin? I think I'll pass. I joined, I couldn't go adventuring when I wanted. I mean, at least he has his priorities straight. Say the future of the forces and the world depends on the Salt Ruins operation. At least that's what General Ball says anyway. Still, I never thought I'd be digging holes. Say, Justin. Consult the ruins of an ancient civilization. Why is the army investigating it? Partially because they're probably after something, like technology. But damn it. Can't squeeze through that little thing. Come on, game. Don't just randomly decide that you want me on the other side. Can I? Yes, I can. Okay. I can to some degree. Been sick for so long and I still haven't found anybody. And yet in hide and seek is tough. That's right, BB. You're so gentle-natured, so maybe you're not cut out to beat. That really a point? Nothing to do. There's nothing in the world when you get found in hide and seek. You keep standing here till she finds everyone. Anyway, what you doing, Justin? Glad you asked. I'm having a duel with guns. Well, straight to the point, I'd say. Say, Justin, as you're playing a treasure hunt game with guns. Not gonna lose out to guns, are you? This, of course, are very easy. Gee! Shout to Jesse. Dash away. Guns wins. Only 10 cents because are gonna be happy for him. Now it's on your side, Justin. Oh, Justin has justice on his side, I suppose. Got you. Yeah, you found me. Wait a minute. Did you commit so? Tricked you. Don't scare me like that. I'm gonna find another hiding place. Well, then hide better, my friend. You're slowly sighting. Yes, straight to the cafe. Hey Justin, did you hear? That crazy inventor in South Palm has invented something else again. That inventor won't stop. Sounds interesting. Maybe I should go see him. I'm about the only one who goes to visit that crazy inventor guy. Sounds kinda sad, honestly. I go... I mean, this is basically the one who got thrown out, so I guess he's not going to just go inside again. No, it isn't Justin. Aren't you playing with metal guns? Anthony and others are down at the bridge by the factory. Right now we are right in the middle of a duel, and for the 4 hidden treasures. Well, I'm glad you never get tired of playing every day. Don't make trouble for anyone. Trouble, you say? I remember once getting spanked by his mom with this one. Justin, didn't you get wrecked by on Lily with that tray? But you still behave like children. Here's guns for the chest. Put a lock on it, so there must be something important inside. I was about to say, it would be a bit too obvious if it were inside his own house. Hey, there's still more houses to plunder. Potentially. That husband of mine must be wandering around somewhere. Proof that money from my purse, I must be gambling somewhere again. Man, he is so angry. Just can't help it. My husband lost his job and loves gambling every day. Sorry. House tour. First floor. And Justin, I guess why I'm so happy today. I'm happy to learn Lily then. Your special dish came out perfect. That's right. New dish comes out well. Mom gives me extra allowance. It's quite nice of the mom. Not quite. My sailor husband is coming back from the new continent soon. First-rate lady should be able to play an instrument like this. Sign up for breeding. I'll give you that. Much more important to polish my swordsmanship. A monster comes after you, this thing won't be any use at all. You're not an adventurer? It's not a worry. But I am an adventurer. Where's their little chest here? Why can't I steal it? Sorry. I'll tell you, Lady's gonna be coming back on a ship pretty soon. Brought us a lot of gifts and is coming back from a place called New Palm. Wow. It's from the new continent of Valencia. Maybe give me something too. Just don't be so rude. I guess I wish I could have something from the new continent too. But I wouldn't. It sounds pretty damn exciting. Hello, old man. Hey, Clara. Mom and Dad have gone to a party again today. To me and my kitty Chummy are house sitting on the rose-scented balcony. Excitement fills the night here. What are you doing, sir? Yes. What? Yeah, it's just Justin. I'm writing a letter. A letter. Better not to ask any questions, I suppose. Okay. Another house successfully pilfered, I would say. Hey, don't come near. I'm gonna get suit on my clothes. Sounds filled with sooty kids. Come on, the factories can't be helped. So, aren't you enjoying the conveniences from the factories? Return for the Joe Foundation, you know the factories will be closed, right? If they were in the factories, then the Joe Foundation would go bankrupt, right? Beaten by logic from a child. It's too peaceful here. The Allied forces can't be of much use sitting around the town of Palm. Creating roads isn't work for a soldier. Soldiers are pretty useless now. Should become an engineer. Here there's a few places on the new continent. Valencia, where the Allied forces can be useful. By that you mean probably fighting. Oh no, I busted. It's Justin. Wasn't it tense for Justin away? I bet he's Gun's little brother. Otherwise he's pretty cute. I think so. I think he's a lot better than Guns. No, it isn't you, Justin. You must be playing all day. This is the age of learning. You must study diligently. Left behind steht Rounds of Science. Just I was playing around. You can't stand this guy. I'm like setting Isa. Bye bye. Hey, I mean, this to be. Yeah, it's going to work with the children. Yeah, what do I do so? I might be moving away. Really? Yes, Mom and Daddy were talking about it. You're not gonna let me pass, will you? What do you want? This bridge is closed now. Come on, go away. Do you know that General Ball and Colonel Mullen are about to come across? Yeah, doesn't matter. To we square things up with guns, we shouldn't be going to South Park. Okay. This looks like a tavern, alright. I'll be running around clicking things. Huh? I say something, but the letters are so small. What does it say? Feeling nauseous, please come this way. What's this one? Could it be? What does this one? Good coffee and beautiful woman. Yes, this must be what they mean by truthful advertising. It's true that Miss Gillian is beautiful. But Justin, you haven't even tasted the coffee. It's closed. Say, Justin, why do you think Miss Gillian's place is always closed? That's right here. Open only at night. You don't have to read to me. I can read that. I'm not a kid anymore. Well, then let me ask the next question. Why do you think this place only is open at night? Let's not think about that, shall we? Are we here already? Let's see you, Justin. Now why you're here. I want to hear fairy tale, right? Well, which one do you want to hear today? Yeah, for today we'll sketch your rest to live a long life, okay? Yes, have you come to listen to the same stories again? I wish you don't get sick of hearing the same stories over and over. Even if he hears it over and over, Tristan still forgets it. Sorry about ruining everybody's home. I am very sorry. Okay, I'm pretty sure we talked to this one. It has now decided to run away. Why is that shit running away from me? I don't think I can actually do much with that. Okay, but there doesn't really seem to be anything here, so I guess we can go to the other one. Yep, don't really know why he's running away from me, but I shall remember him as being suspicious. Can I go in here? Actually, can I use one of the buttons to... Oh! Oh! That's kinda cute. I should get a nice overview. Sadly, that doesn't really tell me which one of the places is actually something I can go inside. They will only talk with you. Good, when was it? Someone's hiding here. Stop that! Don't yell like that, or even people will be able to find me. I'm terribly trusted. Hiding behind places sort of one who sits against the rules. Sorry about that. Don't do it again. Now you're challenging me. Where could you be hiding? Also, I have another treasure. Hey, look at this before you say that. For the words, two remaining treasures are the Shield of Light and the Spiritual. Find the Shield first. Shield of Light is a place where you always hear seagulls squawking. Seagulls squawking. Aren't we in a fucking port town? Couldn't you hear them squawking all over the bloody place? First, I want to fight that other kid again. Just to annoy him a bit more. Deep, 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 deep. Well, I admit, Town is a really nice soundtrack. Where's Sunny Boy Jim hiding? I'm sure he's somewhere here. question is, of course, where? Where are you hiding, little one? Sure he's not going to be inside. Be kinda lame. Stop running away, kid. You're triggering a cutscene every time I come close to you. Nice picture. A bunny girl, apparently. Ah, found you. We found another one. Oh, we really found a good hiding place this time. You did it again. I just cut it out. Cut it out too. Well, it's hard to find a good hiding place. Working so hard to hide. I just felt like kidding around. I mean, you know, if he's continuously running away from me, it does kind of trigger my hunt instinct. No matter where you hide, I'm gonna find you. Such a pain. You regret that you're not interested. What do I do? Because of you guys, Justin, there's nowhere left to hide. Oh well, don't hide it, just try and hide better. We'll find you again. It is rather fun to play around like this, to be fair. Does amuse me greatly. Alright, let's go to the north side. Hey kids, passengers only beyond this point. Come on, go home. Ah, come on, I have to look for something. Can I come in for a little bit? But yes, I hear some seagulls squawking in my ears. Somewhat fierce. In my ears, somewhat fierce. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Yes, that guns. What could you be thinking? Where'd you put that potlet over there? Guns, you say? What could a potlet mean? Pretty sure it's the shield. This potlet be the shield of light. Hey, you know what? It's a little like a shield. Come on, pick it up. Potlet of what? My foundering ship. I love you. Wonder. Hey, running around here. Did you do something? Just thinking of a line to set my girl's heart on fire. Finally going to propose to her. And win her heart on a romantic night at the harbor. I sure hope you mean a restaurant at the harbor, not at the harbor. Ah, I love the sea. Rising as far as you can see, uninterrupted white caps. Look at the sea, I feel refreshed, so it washes my body itself. Those back is covered with seagull droppings. You're right. Well, I mean, if you stand the whole time at the bloody sea, then yeah, I guess. Interesting, jumping on the handrail again. It's gonna break again. What a nice overview of a town. Justin, you came to see today. Careful of the handrails, they're old and fragile. Hey, you know all about them. Huh? How do you know that? You must have been the one who broke the handrail. Alright, let's do it again. Just climb the handrails to try to see the new world and snap! Yeah, good. It's not gonna make much of a difference considering your height, even if you climb on them. But oh well, I guess he means well. His own little Justin in the way. Okay, found another equipment. Take that, creature. What did you find? Show me. Hey, want you to shield of light. Show us the port lit to guns. You found a shield of light too. Yes, you got 3 of the 4 treasures. Don't let it get to your head. Not for the last one. The spirit sword, so easy, Justin. The spirit sword. Piece of cake. And a wind dance. We didn't see anything like a sword anywhere. It's the close to things. Which treasures in the treasure chest in the house? It's locked, so I can't open it. It's the catch. Where do you think the keys? It's a treasure chest. I see something like that. Interesting. But it's simple for an adventurer to open a treasure chest, right? You can do it. Don't you go around saying you're an adventurer? You? I mean... I'm gonna find the spirit sword. But what? There's no way to find it. Thanks a lot. Anyway, if you got one more, I think I'll take a nap. I guess you're not interested in this hunt for the 4 treasures, right? It doesn't seem too interested. I'm guessing that's where that little bro comes in. do? What do I do? Ah! Hey, what's wrong, gents? Why are you crying? I told you, but will you promise not to tell Guns? Come on, if you don't tell me. Oh, Guns is gonna kill me. Somebody help me! Okay. Wasn't the right answer, okay? Oh, now I see. You lost the key to the treasure chest holding the spirit sword. Oh, how did you know? Sure, can you read my mind or something? Yeah, thanks. You're so killable. Once of crying will help you look good. Right, Justin? I guess we have no choice. Actually crawling on the ground now. Crawl, crawl. Hey, what's this? Found it. Yeah, that's it. I'm so glad you found it. Thanks, Justin, and you. What you know, things can be so sweet. Never forget this, Justin. No, I definitely remember until the day after tomorrow. Look at you. I'm rolling like a baby. Now you're back to the usual tense. Because Guns told me not to give this key to you, Justin, but you know. I'll give it to you anyway. Can't be indebted to anyone. I'm gonna be a man. Where's the chest key acquired? Justin, you tell him that you took it from me by force, okay? Those Guns will beat me up. Treasure chest holding the spirit sword is at my house. Come along with me, Justin, too. Kinda cute, actually, that they had the, you know, idea of actually making a whole animation for that is actually kinda nice. Don't get that all the time. Little crawly animation. Ta-da! Now we can open the treasure chest. So excited. We must be too. Well, goes poof poof, so I'm assuming it's excited. Here goes. It is. This is the spirit sword. Wouldn't sort of quite. Come on, let's go shut down the spirit sword. There's no time to waste. I'm doing my best this game. I'm doing my bestest. I'm still trying to get my bearings. Why do you guys keep pulling these pranks all the time? I'm listening, Guns. Look at that, you. Like a sitting Guns off good. What a jump. You Guns to stop blocking the bridge. It really is stupid. Those Guns will stack those boxes on the bridge, so let's just stack casual and walk by. Casually walking by. Wait a second, Justin. Aren't you playing together with Guns too? Surely you jest. There's no way I'd be caught dead playing with Guns. That's right, Greg, sir. I just happened to be passing by. Right, puppy? Because you wouldn't. There's no way that I, Guns, would be playing with Justin. Me and Justin are having a duel. What's the meaning of this, Justin? I'm busted. Hey, Greg, what's you? It's just ran away. I mean, you know, guess it works. Yeah, we made it. You didn't have to get dead, right? It's just that all the regular things you do about. That's why no one believes you. Well, we escaped and we have a new part of the city. Hello. Customer. Well, yes. Ouch. That was random violence. I mean, it's a very efficient tactic. Yes, yes, I'm on my way over there. You don't even know who wanted to help. Yeah. Well. I don't think that's going to work. Well, random violence aside, we found the living room. That's random and strange. To put it mildly. That's not something you usually have in your house. Ooh, I can stash things. I see, I see. Yeah, that actually makes sense because my inventory slots are basically limited. Yeah, can't forget this. Where's Nancy dude? Oops, I almost forgot. Got some money in here. I'm glad Mom didn't see this. She's always saying waste not, want not. I had money here. Yeah, I already got it from here. Why does my money always run out so fast? Okay, you spent it. I do always look at people like, where's my money gone? Well, probably wasn't stolen, so you know. Yeah, this is it. Gotta have this adventure. Also, I can't be forgetting such an important thing. First aid kit. That's actually a reasonable thing to have on an adventure. This is a really carrying statue. That wouldn't have gotten a fake. One's even cooler than the statue in the museum. The decorator say it's fake. Someday I'll discover the Hangzhou civilization myself. Prove that that's right. Okay. Great goals. Now, let me take a look at my inventory. Does seem like my inventory is filling up rather neatly. Probably technically not a better idea to store some of those things. I don't actually know when first combat is going to happen, so... Let's do those. Yeah. Why? It's doing dishes. No, I don't have Kronos. I've been hiding in the background and doing something productive. It is rather good of you. I've been running around collecting treasures. They just have to go out now, they catch us. Okay, then what do you want me to do about it? Totally didn't do this. Place blackout lunch set. Specials. Squid King, sea urchin curry, shark pilaf, dragon salad. Sounds interesting. Now, the question then here comes, what does the game want me to do apart from ruining the bloody freaking home? Because I discovered many rare animals on the new continent. From a full-fledged adventure, I'm gonna put my picture next to that. Okay. Well, it's good to have life goals. Starfish, cheese, eggs, potatoes, surprise mushrooms. This? Oh, that's right. A shopping list. Any place for one to put it. Actually, having that in your home is just a funny thing, but alas. What else can I do? Tell me, game. Play through 3 cats into the old guy's yard. I got surprised I knocked over all the spotted plants. It's sort of sorry about what I did, so I've been thinking. Next time only 1 cat at a time. I really did think about what I did. Yes, just like any child would think about what they did. It's like, yes, 3 cats too many, maybe just 1 at a time. That's gotta make it good. Did I? Mom really chewed me out for what I did to you. Why? Think about what I did. Why did she chew me out this time? Through only 1 cat at a time. Yeah, that feels like you didn't learn your lesson. Question is, what else is there to do here? It would allow me to go outside again, because I would like to go outside again. Justin, didn't your dad buy this map on the new continent? Isn't this New Palm? What's your New Palm's over here? Ah, right, New Palm's over here. The map is a bit too low resolution for me to actually see, so that sucks to be me, I suppose. I mean, I can get a nice little look, but I can't get this inside. Getting in trouble. Just what were you doing today? Nothing. I'm just collecting treasure. I'm a good treasure hunter. Yes, I won't get mad, so tell me the truth. Yeah, you will. I'll tell you the truth. You still get that all the time. That's kind of how that deal works, Justin. You kind of have to get used to that. Don't give me that. Have you ever really told me the truth? No, tell me straight. What exactly were you doing today? Yeah, give a nice little sharp remark. That's going to make things better. Let's be somewhat honest here. I've been busy since morning. All day. I had a lot of things to do. Didn't have any time to do any of the things you're worried about. You're so busy. What were you doing? Well, I forgot. It's been so long. Yeah. Forgot. It was just today. That's not a good excuse, to be fair. Don't be saying silly things. Just tell me the truth about what you did today, Justin. Oh, getting mad gives you wrinkles. Yep. That's the business. Yeah, fair point. I wasn't doing anything. That's true. I can't get into mischief every day, right? Is that right, Stu? That's right, I'm ready. Didn't you do anything bad today? God, believe me. Really? Yeah. Well, it wasn't nearly as bad as the day before yesterday. I thought so. When I tell you to tell the truth. I just can't believe this kid. You're listening? Know what you did. And don't get into mischief that gets other people angry. Yeah, God. Come, let's have dinner. Try out a new dish. Why don't you join us? It is okay eating here every day. Didn't I tell you before? You can eat here whenever you want. Very nice of her, actually. Both of you, come upstairs. Yeah, we're gonna get food. Better. Today the curator of the museum came to have lunch here. He always brings a sack lunch. Yeah, he asked me to tell you something. He wants you to go over to the museum tomorrow. Said he wants to return something that you left for him. Hope not some of that junk again. Well, I don't know. I wasn't Justin yesterday, so I can't speak for him. June, don't eat so fast, or you'll choke. Thank you for running so much. I'm starving. It's a real adventure, huh? You know, my ancestors all had much greater adventures. Look at the pictures on the wall. Justin, is that your dad? The one on the end? Sure is. Someday I'll put my own picture along with the rest, right next to Dad's picture. But you know, Justin's dad doesn't look much like an adventurer, don't you think so? He doesn't look like such a big man. He looks like a nice man. Maybe true, but he had incredible courage. Kept his cool in any situation. Or so he will claim, in front of his children. Very much so. Kept his cool in any situation. Exact opposite of you, Justin. Ouch. You know, I'm gonna become a great adventurer just like that. I'll show you. Man, you can dream. I do love this little... I think that's actually something that we have in Grandia too. Also, just sitting around the table, talking with my little peeps. Kinda neat. I'm guessing what you left with the creator. Was it a spirit stone from your dad? That was not the kind of man to lie. That being a spirit stone. But you know, when I first met him, he always wore it around his neck. It's really special to him. No, can you tell me about how you and Justin's dad first met? Ugh, romance. First met on board a ship on a night with no moon or waves. It was a very quiet night. That's not good for a ship, as long as it's, well, driven by sails, because no wind means no movement. Did you hear it, Justin? It was a quiet night on the sea. How romantic. Yep. Suddenly pirates appeared. That took a sudden turn. Took over your dad's ship in the wink of an eye. Oh, a terrifying turn of events. Go on, what happened then? The leader of the band of pirates got a look at the spirit stone that your dad wore around his neck. Went to a sword and said, "Give me that stone." Yet obstinately refused. Because he's like, "Nope, that's my spirit stone. Fuck you too." Well, it's just like that. What happened then? Struck by the curse of your dad, the pirate leader decided to give up being a pirate on the spot. This story has a very, very strange flaw. Pirate attacked Dad. What's he like? Maybe strong, man of the sea type? Not at all. It was a girl just your age. Beauty named Lily Disco. Get that name somewhere. Lily. Yeah. Lily, that's you. I noticed. You're pretty young then, I did a lot of things I regret. Like piracy. Yeah, that's something you regret. Like, yeah, back then, you know. Some people are like, yeah, I was a child, you know, I was dumb, I was doing stupid things. Some people are like, yeah, me too. I was a pirate. I'm going to be a pirate. It makes me at my humor. Yeah, it's embarrassing. So don't go telling all the neighbors, okay? They pretty much all know anyway. That's a strange thing to just suddenly be like, yeah, way back when I was actually just a pirate, you know? Oh, Aunt Lily, so you aren't just a beautiful lady who's good at cooking, huh? Rob, I want to be just like you. See, smart ass. Don't you want to eat anymore? Do you want seconds? We have plenty left. I'm full, just looking at this. Honestly, considering how bloody freaking hot it is, I'm actually, haven't had much of an appetite this whole day. It's surprising that a man can survive over basically 2 slices of bread a whole day, but well, he can. Oh boy. It was delicious. I'm full. Hey Justin, we're going to the curator tomorrow, right? Don't forget. No, I won't forget. Good morning, Justin. That was a short night. Where did you go? I guess I am. Can I open my chest again? Yep. Still got everything. Also, that chest has an auto lock, apparently. Ding! Oh, come on, let me pling it again. Are you telling me I can't ruin the things again? Huh? The Cronus is still there. Just doing laundry. I mean, you know, those chores need to be done. I'm in your ear. Ooh, I'm a spooky ghost. Ooh. We're waiting for this. Factory really US yours. This food just makes my day. Yep, this food is really good for you. Gives you strength. Oh, you really have some bad BO. Think so? You're right, but you know, it's a manly smell. A manly smell is no excuse to not take a shower every now and then. Justin, what do you think Miss Lily likes? Can you tell? I'm not really sure. Just look over the menu. Mom likes almost everything. Not about food. I forget it. Huh? Not food then watch. What would Mom like other than food? Huh? Her face is turning red. Thank you got him in a very strange moment there. Hey Justin, could you tell me what today's lunch set is? Today's special is the surprise mushroom pasta. Okay. If somebody writes surprise mushroom pasta on their fucking menu, be like, nope. I'll either get fucking high, or will die of poison. Because it's a fucking surprise mushroom. I'm not gonna take that risk. Then we have one daily special. Didn't exactly order yet. Well, it's all good here, so why not? Hey also, thank you today too. Quite the talk of the town. Gonna be quite a beauty. I think you're right. Oh, shouldn't you turn red and say, no, not at all or something? But it's true. That child has a lot of self-confidence. That's terrible. Listen, you get to eat this wonderful food every day. I'm a really lucky fellow. Yes, sirree. Our food is just the best. Just what makes it... What's this made of? You know, this is a business. Tell them the truth if it's good. It's flatfish boiled with pumpkin. Such commonplace ingredients. Now see why it's so inexpensive. Flavor's just wonderful. It really takes care in selecting even the most commonplace of ingredients. I mean, yes, that's basically how you run businesses. You look for something that you can easily get in numbers, but it's not too pricey that you can sell for a bit of a profit. You do that a few hundred times and you actually run a business. Do it a few 100,000 times and you actually run a big company. Though to be very fair, it's not nearly that easy. Oh, I'm proud of you. Never even bragged once about your mom and dad for celebrating. I still have my uncle and aunt. They're so nice to me. Dick is definitely too. Hold on, Wesley. Aren't you forgetting another person? It's someone else. Oh, that's right, of course, Justin. Don't be mean to little Justin. I'm sure he's trying his bestest. Being a Justin and all. Since I was little, getting into the Garlisle forces was my dream. I really wanted to wear the uniform. Oh, sir, it's so cool that you decided to so smartly by yourself. They say the closest make the man. Justin, do you know the meaning of that saying? Okay, actually, I'm not quite sure. And don't use the saying if you don't know what it means. Come on, get around. Right now, the Blue Marlin restaurant is running a terrific special offer. Right now, we'll even give you free warm bread with your meal. You won't find this offer anywhere. Mr. Spunk, we do that every day at the Seagull restaurant. Might be, but at the Blue Marlin it's a great deal. The bread is usually cold. Hey Justin, you know the 7 wonders of Pa? No, what are? Never heard of it. Tell me. Yes, Charles, tell me more. I've been seeing ghosts lately at night near Port Road. Perhaps actually saw them too. What else did you say? Interesting. There's a little lobster. Just sitting there. I feel like it's dancing. A picture is sometimes really worth 1,000 words. Say Justin, how's the Seagull restaurant doing? Busy as always? Yes, we're doing alright. Since someone keeps bothering me to help out. Don't forget I'm helping out by washing dishes. It's so you're so responsible. Perhaps you should teach Justin here a lesson or two. Did you hear that, Justin? Actually, I think so myself. That little lady is quite energetic, yes. That's absolutely delicious. Just delicious. Huh? Is it that good? Would it be better than our place? Let me try some, sir. Yuck. It's awful. Can you eat this with a straight face? That would compared to Russians. Oh, it all looks just like food. Okay, it's a fair point, yes. Even the most plain and uninteresting of foods will look heavenly compared to, you know, what slop your average armed forces sometimes serve. Well, it's kind of, you know, the idea of quantity over quality taken to the military standard, which really means nothing at all. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right foot in, right, left. Left hand slightly in turn. Hey there, what you doing? Right in that kind of game? Show me how to play. It's a silly Justin. She's practicing her dance. Stack the walls. I am not an expert. Really fair. The last time I had to, you know, engage with the waltz itself has been a while, but that is most definitely not a waltz. I can tell you that much at the very least. Say there, Justy boy. Don't you think there are a lot more army guys around? Maybe you should excavate the ruins. Cut out the busty boy. Busty boy. Yeah, Justy boy stuff. But shouting more. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, there might be treasure in these old ruins, eh, Justy boy? I would hope so. Sometimes it's just better to capitulate. Hey there, Justin. Thanks for playing with Sue all the time. I'm just playing, there's no need to thank me. Sue shall be having dinner over at your house. Must be a burden on Lily. I'm usually pretty good, so Mom is really happy when Sue comes over. She's like a daughter too. I guess you could say that. It's Justin. And taking care of Sue always helps us out. I heard that Sue might be getting sad since her parents passed away. If you two, aunt and uncle, what's that at all? Don't forget that I'm tougher than Justin. So, we've got some... Well, yeah, that girl really got it on her. Also, that kitchen looks fucking impractical. The table is so big you can't actually reach the stove oven thing combo. Whoever designed this room must be like... I'm sure nobody can see this. Stop, don't touch Betty. Betty's hibernating now. Just leave her alone. Be pretty carefree, just like that goose. Yo, this is coffee. You never drink this bitter stuff. Oi, don't diss coffee, or I'm gonna diss you. Freaking hard. To put it mildly, coffee is the life essence that has kept me going for roughly 20 years at this point. Without it, let's just say you don't want to experience what I am without my coffee. Say the children can't appreciate the taste of coffee. Justin, you're just a child. That's so, why do you have coffee in your room? So, can you appreciate the taste of coffee? That must be my uncle's doing. Tries to drink behind my own back. He always uses my room. Why would he hide drinking coffee, though? I mean, I can understand the alcohol addiction, where you're like, okay, I probably don't want my wife to find out that I, you know, like to take a sip, maybe a second one. That is understandable, but coffee? I mean, there are many reasons why one can get divorced, but if my wife would have gone the whole nonsense way of, I don't like you to drink more than one coffee a day, I'd probably have divorced her on the spot, which would, in the long run, have saved me a lot of trouble, actually. And time. So it's your uncle's coffee. I'm glad. I thought you were way ahead of me. Relieved. Ah. We found Sue's room and we found, well, precisely what we expected. The kitchen, though, really bothers me. That's just not workable. Hey, Rocco, what you doing here? Why don't you play with the others? Yeah, well, it's you, Justin. Not surprised me like that. Thought you were my mom. How can you make that mistake? Hey, it's Justin and Sue. You guys know what? Let's throw money in this fountain over your shoulder, you'll become happy. At least that's the rumor. Yeah, never heard that. Told you that rumor. The man who cleans the fountain. Doing it every day, but still I'm not happy though. Well, if the man who cleans the fountain tells you that if you throw money into the fountain you'll be happier, I would say one person is going to be happier. At the very least. Namely, the guy who actually cleans the fucking fountain. I know, surprising. Oh, not here. That's not the one. This one's not the one either. Huh? Mr. Painterman, what you doing here? Oh, I'm searching for a model. A hard time finding the perfect woman to be my model. The penal form is the subject of my art. To draw out its beauty is my eternal mission. Something's fishy here. You really seem to like drawing pictures, don't you, Mr. Painterman? Well, let's hope he means nice pictures. Yeah, even Justin finds out, like, yeah, the only one who's going to be happy is the fucking fountain cleaner. Hang on there, Justin. You're the one who did it. Don't deny it. Huh? What are you talking about? Try that with me. You stuck that flyer on my back. I know it. Huh? It wasn't me. Maybe absent-minded, but I do remember all the mischief you do. Fair point. Ghost stories. Well, I would be probably very much afraid of ghosts, honestly. I mean, you know, I follow the same simple logic of everything else. As long as I can punch it in the face, or, you know, hit it with a stick, reason dictates that I shouldn't be too afraid of it. A ghost, however, I cannot hit over the head with a stick. And age-old instinct tells me that is not a good combination. I know the factories help the town prosper. Can they do anything about the suit and laundry? Hope says exactly the same thing. My husband works at the factory, so I guess I can't complain. You literally cannot complain, to put it mildly. That's a sudden change in music. Mr. Inventor Man. Oh, he has gas engines and stuff. Hey, it's me, Justin. Are you here to interrupt me inventing work again? Why not? You don't have anything better to do, right? Hello, sir. I'll make sure Justin doesn't bother you. Hey, since you're here, I don't want you to look at all my inventions. I truly want you to look around. My steam engine food processor. Let's have all the ingredients for you. The culinary tool of the future. Unfortunately, it's hard to get her to cut only the ingredients and not the cutting boards. Ouch. Yes, you see, her only drawback is that she cuts up the cutting boards too. Is that a sort of fatal drawback? I would assume so. A very fatal. To enjoy something made with this, with all the cutting boards in it, chock full of fiber. Nicht in winter. What's this machine used for? Keeps blowing out hot air. Carl, nee, a hairdryer. You have steam power to make hot air to dry your hair. Keep making prototypes, but they all have the problem or soot mixed in the hot air. I think that's the problem. That is hot will just burn your hair off. That's my steam engine clock, telling time with steam power, the ultimate extravagance. Bet you have to keep stoking it with coal or it immediately stops working. Even a sundial is more useful than that. I would like to point out, because you actually don't need to refill it every bloody damn day. This town really has an assload of people in it, I will admit that much. Okay, let's see. I do like this bird's eye perspective though. Okay, we have been around here, so what's left is basically the other side of the tower, the lower part of the tower. I mean, it's always good to take a bit of time to get into the world itself, I find, because, well, it's good to get a bit more ingrained with the knowledge. Oh, I gotta go to the South Ruins. Let excavation work again. Must think the modes. They say you can see visions of a beautiful woman deep in the ruins. Looking forward to seeing that. Visions of a beautiful woman. Sounds strange. Oh, leave's over, so now it's back to grubbing around the ruins. At least I'm getting paid for it. And the ruins around here are it's salt. Maybe it's an ancient civilization. What do you think, Justin? I'm just doing the excavation. There's got to be something there. Not necessarily. I do kind of faintly remember that being, you know, a grunt kind of involved digging holes and filling them up again, to some degree. Fun times. Fun times indeed. Ah, I hate you, mommy. What's wrong, mommy? Can't understand if you crying like that. No tell. Yeah, mom dropped my favorite pin somewhere. Please, Justin, so will you help me look for it? Of course. Yeah, thank you, Justin. But that's what you'd say. Sort of embarrassing. Where do you think you lost it? I said it was somewhere around the museum, but I don't know. Somewhere around the museum. Alright, let's go look. Honorable Station was built here in Palm thanks to our Jewel Foundation. Grandfather's railroad, the development of this town would have been delayed by 10 years. That's actually true. A connection to the railway system in most countries means a lot of prospering for a town. Mostly because, you know, you have a station, that means there's going to be people there, which means you can build shops. If you have shops around it, then people will want to have their homes around there. If there are homes, then you need, of course, other necessities of life, like, you know, grocery stores. And, well, building all of that also requires materials. Getting those over land, car, or, you know, horse-drawn carriages is a pain in the ass, to put it mildly. It gets a lot easier if you can actually use the same railway again. Yeah. Usually around stations, things tend to grow. The true version is amazing. The places with money really do have money. Interesting, you don't have a penny to your name. Well, boyfriend again, but what have gone? To bring him back. What's wrong, man? You looking for something? No, but just intrigued. I can't hear you at all. Well, apparently she can't. Also, I need to find something around. I'm sick of waiting. Meet me at the Blue Marlin. George. Leave it. It's about the worst place to meet someone. It's not from this town. It's much better off waiting here. If you were to write, I recommend you meet at the Seagull restaurant. Just randomly changed the note. And there you are, Justin. Come to ask me to show you the engine again, have you? No problem. That's what I'd like to say, but I can't for a while. Those Scarlet Force guys are clamping down on visitors. Something about checking for suspicious characters. Well, I mean, this kid is as suspicious as it gets, but I don't think in a bad way. What's that? This is it. Look, so this is it. Found Murray's pin. This is the pin that Murray lost. It's really pretty. Quick, we have to get it tonight. Yeah. Hey, that was a really random find. Oh, is this what you're looking for? Is this Murray's pin? Justin, you will forgive me, but that girl, she's really mad. Don't worry, ma'am. I'll give it back to her. I should be really happy. Here, Justin, come to play at the museum again. Nothing trouble for the curator. Today I didn't come to play. Came to get something back that I had left with the curator. Didn't I hear that the strange stone shard that your dad had was a spirit stone? That's right. No one believes it, though. For sure the curator will prove that it's real thing. Will he know? Okay, so the museum is down here. That's the station. So I guess we go back to little Marie and give her a little pin. Yo, Marie, I found your pin. Here, the pin you were looking for. It's back, Marie's pin. Oh, thank you, Sue. I'm just a two. It was no problem at all. I can make up with mommy. Love you all. Oh, it's kinda cute, honestly. I do like it. It's a really, really nice, very, very much so, happy little world, isn't it? Oh, this is the exit of the town. I see. I like it. Gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling like, yes. Everything is still very much so also As I say, calm is the fruit of the Joel Foundation. Your kids know what it means? No, I don't know. Justin, do you know? Oh, I've never heard that. What does it mean, sir? It means that calm has grown as big as it is, thanks to the efforts of us at the Joel Foundation. It's a very direct meaning, but I kinda get where you're coming from. Hey, little kid. Come over, I can get something good to eat. Excuse me, sir, but is there any way to speak to someone when you're asking a favor? Oh yes, I'm sorry. Dear little girl, would you please tell me the name of the best restaurant in town? That's better. I'll tell you. The best place in town is the Seagull Restaurant with the shell sign. Seagull Restaurant with the shell sign. Thank you, little miss. I'll go there right away. See this too. Usually you would expect, you know, if some annoyed office worker, for example, after a long day, you know, in the office is out and he just wants to go somewhere to get some good food and he's new maybe in the area. He asks some kids, so hey, kids, you're from around here? Can you tell me where I can get some good eating? And they're like, is there any way to ask for a favor? You would expect the adult to get somewhat pissed. Like, what the fuck are you telling me? But no, not in this world. The adult is actually an adult about it and goes like, ah, yeah, excuse me. And let me rephrase that. Not necessarily a very realistic approach. At least I have not seen many people react that friendly to that sort of, you know, direct speaking. It does make for a pleasant vision, doesn't it? What's this? Why is there a screw around here? This can't be from the engine. Maybe it's a screw from the engine. There's nothing to worry about, sir. Somebody we know has 2 or 3 screws loose, but it doesn't seem to bother him. I think there's somebody like that in town. Hey, you're talking about me? I'm not too quick on the uptake, are ya? Yeah, that's another exit of the town, okay. Like it. Which means this side is basically the only side that we haven't explored yet. That does make me giddy to explore a new town in a new game that I haven't played before. I must admit, it's always a nice experience. Oh, I'm getting to the age where I ought to think about marriage. I think I'll find someone. Yeah, sounds like a woman like you go fish or something. Silly Justin, don't you mean old mate? Yes, I'm a late bloomer. Happens to the best of us, I suppose. At least I say anything like late bloomer in front of my daughter. Of course, that's right. Too late now. Hello, Justin and so, you two going out again today? Oh, yes, Puffy too. Thought you were a ribbon. It's always with me. Right, Puffy? Yeah, but still, it looks, from the rear view, it still looks like 2 very perky tits on her head. Which is kind of distracting, but oh well. I'll get used to it. I swear, at some point I will not eternally laugh about it. That day is not today, though. And that just leads back here. Alright, let's go to the museum and talk to that curator guy. Just so we found the pin I lost. I'm so grateful. I felt guilty, so I searched so hard, but no matter what I couldn't find it. I just randomly clicked X when I saw something and it was BAM. I think this is a token of my appreciation. Justin, you're always skinning to me, so it'll help. The moon saw for quiet. Now, finding the pin was great, but I'm happy that I was able to make up with more. Well, I really love Justin Sue, and Mommy are just the same. It's very nice of you. Little child. Welcome to the great General Ball Museum, dedicated to the advancement of national archaeology. Hi, it's just Justin Sue. Welcome. Have you come to talk to the curator? Justin, adventures aren't popular with girls anymore, you know? No one understands me, just forget it. Oh, looks like they're sick of hearing that. Curator, he's working in the exhibit hall. Don't bother him, okay? Reminds me, I put together a new poster with a relief, the sun on it. A creepy fucking sun, mind you. Why don't you take a look at it? Look, Justin, the sun has a face. Pretty funny, huh? Creepy. Very, very creepy. Right, the sun had a face like this. Good talk, huh? If that were true, his face would be watching us whenever we were outside. Alright, I like the sun the way it is now. Nice and quiet. Say, Justin, what does it say here? Read it to me. Origins of the Ball Museum. General Bal, the supreme commander of the Garlisle forces, has always had a strong interest in archaeology. His support was vital in the growth of archaeology, particularly in obtaining military cooperation for excavations. I really have a hard time imagining soldiers being good at the very fine work that is required to do decent archaeology. Most famous for his words, history itself provides the greatest lesson to be learned by mankind. I mean, considering the fact that we still use the art of war to some degree, and some of its lessons up to today, especially in fields that they were actually not meant to be used in, namely stuff like managing and stuff. I do remember that I had one course in that particular area that actually took some quotes from the art of war. So, rather interesting, but yes, history is indeed a very good teacher, and it's very good to not forget about it. Helps you to not repeat the same mistakes, for example. Honoring his many contributions to the preservation of historic discoveries, this museum is named for General Bal. See, because of this man too, you and I can see these valuable artifacts. In the ancient times of old, the spirit stone symbolized blessings bestowed on Icarians by spirits. Icarians generously shared the blessings of the spirit stone with the humans, who then began to prosper. However, as people began to desire even more prosperity, their greed began to cloud the spirit stone. Eventually, the stone broke into 7 pieces. The Icarians and spirits departed, ending the mystical age. Alright, I've memorized it. Now I know the Angelo myth perfectly. Think that Hymeneo? I don't know. Mayhaps. The animation for the ball on that thing is amazing. A small fishing harbor that was palm grew into today's portal to a new continent. Houses and steam engines have also made the factories prosper. Mostly the jewel factory, where I work. Say this not because I work there. But he says it just because he works there. You don't say. The economic development of Palm is inseparable from the presence of the modern jewel factories. Steam engine, the greatest technology known to man, essential for trains, steamships and factories. True point. This looks different from the others. Broke the statue again for the 3rd time. I don't think anyone will notice if I don't say anything. To create hysteria. To broke the statue. Recent history of Palm. New Foundation dominates Palm economy with high technology and aggressive tactics. What junk. Just can't stand these boring books. Actually, that's very interesting to know. Allied forces established by powerful men in Jewel Foundation. Who's this powerful man? Allied forces have often been operating independently lately, causing problems. Allied forces must be a bunch of selfish guys like guns who got together to make an army. Well, not necessarily true, but we'll take it. Those exhibits look special. Artifacts of the Angular civilization sometimes include non-human statues that also have wings attached. Thought to mean that the ancients tended to consider the wings themselves to have godlike character. Wings originally symbolizing those in power came to acquire godlike statues. Wings themselves became worshipped. Humanoid statues with wings attached are typical of those that are called Icarian statues. This is thought to be a motif of the kings who had nearly a godlike presence to the ancient people. Many such giant statues have been excavated from the ruins. The stone statues are thought to have been meant to protect the kings buried there after their death. However, in almost every case, there is no evidence that these kings were actually buried in the ruins. The stone replica was created using ancient writings in the ruins. The prevailing theory holds that the spirit stones represent power, but another theory holds that the ancients exchanged other beautiful minerals as money amongst themselves, giving rise to a monetary economy, which does has its advantage. And now, well, people might be like, okay, trading goods for goods is good, but that is very limited in its applicability. Range alone limits this. Yeah, to put it mildly, you can only carry so much in the way of goods with you, and the more you carry, the more easier you are for targets, for people to rob you your stuff. Now that probably becomes even more obvious when you then take later on the first trials of actually minerals like gold and silver. Gold and silver as a currency is actually not a bad idea, because it means that you have a, well, easily quantifiable means of payment for goods and services. But of course, transporting large amounts of gold and silver from point A to point B is not without risk, to put it mildly. Because anyone with half a brain can be like, okay, if I steal that shit, I'm going to be fucking rich. That has an advantage. Now that actually is then the start of when we actually used paper in order to solve part of that problem. Basically, you write a little note declaiming that, well, this and this is worth this and this much. And instead of actually transporting the goods themselves, you just deliver the paper. Which, you know, can then be used in place of the actual minerals. Quite smart, actually, of a system. It also removes the troublesome situation of actually having to transport your stuff all over the place. Because, well, dangerous. Then, very much later on, that it gets advanced even more to the point where we actually have paper money. And that's where we should have actually ended it, because, well, now that everybody has a bank account and everything's running through a bank system, it does become very much easily to see where money comes from and where money goes to. And that is not really the sort of information the bank, and even less the state, should make note of. At least not in a relatively free society, mind you. Because as far as I'm concerned, the state can go suck my, well, dangly bits for all it's worth. Because they have no need to know what I do with my income, technically speaking. Well, the state of course would disagree, like, well, for once, if you don't have anything to hide, why not just let me look? And secondly, they would be like, but how am I supposed to know that you're actually paying the right amount of taxation? Well, state, you just have to believe me. For the moment. Hello, Mr. Critter. Oh, came in just the right time. Look, Justin. It's a new carrier statue. Just finished its restoration. Wow, it's a statue of an carrier. Never seen this type. Yes, when I checked with Garlyle, it seems that it was found at the Dome ruins on the new continent Valencia. Oh, the Dome ruins, eh? The biggest ruins on the new continent of Valencia. Back to go. Veggie wood. Yes, it's what you look for that makes you a man, Justin. According to the Angelumist Totem Palm, Carrions used the power of the Spirit Stones to create a dream world. Stories are told of floating cities and ships that travel to the stars. Steam engines that run forever. Spirit Sanctuary frozen in time. Great immortal priests who never age. Are you finished yet? Sorry, you will through in a minute. Okay, just a minute. After all, I am a very understanding woman, right? Going by your size, I would say girl, but well. Let's not comment on that all too much. Yet, if you consider these utopian fantasies apart from this, these Icarians must have been sort of as kings who possessed great power. Archaeologically, that much is certain. Archaeologically, these kings must have created their spirits and spirit stones in order to justify their presence. No. Not very interesting. Archaeology has no romance. Sorry about that. I like dreamy stories myself. Justin, I guess you get bored when ancient myths become researched. That's right. Can't quite get in the mood today. I might all have been true, right? Sorry, Justin. Cannot prove that it is not all true. Which makes you actually a good historian in my books, because the first thing you should admit as a historian is, well, first and foremost, that you just don't know with 100%. That's really hard to get that. You can guess, you can say this points in that direction, and you can be like, okay, we have some sources that say so, but that's still not a 100% proof. I mean, you can look at an aqueduct and go like, okay, I can imagine that they used it, but maybe, you know, some asshole back then was like, let's transport our sewer water like that. Who knows? I can make that claim, and, well, going by the good old idea of a devil's proof, you can really not prove that it's not that way. Because it is impossible to deny something without completely checking. You can't check because, well, you can't go back in time and actually talk to the people back then. Which makes it a devil proof. Devil's proof is actually a tool that is, to some degree, still used in lawmaking. Interestingly enough. There's also the, what was it? There's another rather well-known ones. The Devil's Proof and I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think it was Hempel's Raven or something. Also an older technique. I don't think that one is actually applicable any longer, but what was it actually about? It was about the how to equate something in a contrapositive, I think. Quite interesting actually. If you're interested, look it up. That's probably easier than me sitting here for half an hour and trying to get my brain to get it together again. Oh no, I almost forgot. It's about the so-called spirit stone left by your dad. So, you examined it for me, but it was real. I can't tell if it's real or fake. Begin with, the spirit stones only exist in myths. Try to do a chemical analysis. The stone. Now I'm here for now. Welcome most officially, little Kronos. Yes, well, you haven't really missed much. That was most brutally violating your poor ear. You're probably pretty much up to date for the moment. If you have any questions, I've missed anything, do let me know. I'll try to give you the rundown. I couldn't. It is harder than diamond, so I gave up. Stone harder than diamond. That's actually interesting. Because diamond is pretty damn fucking tough. Harder than diamond, really? I do have questions. Well, feel free to ask. I shall answer as best as I can. Until I think of another way to analyze it, I'll give it back. Give. Have you put sword, what race you may pick, or class? I have at least taken a, well, rather cursory look at the little book you sent me. Haven't yet read all of it. Mostly because I really couldn't concentrate and well, you know, when I actually have to reread pages over and over again and it still doesn't click, that's really not good. What I will do is, because tomorrow I actually have a bit of a train ride in front of me. Actually two, because one there and one back, which is going to take roughly 1.5 hours each. I actually have some time to read it in more detail. And that's when I'm gonna make a bit more of an educated guess. So far, the races are pretty much what I know from most classical scenarios, and I'm, well, going off experience, usually you can't go wrong with anything human. Maybe a half-elf if you wanna take a more interspecies diplomatic route. That really only makes sense when you combine it with a certain classes that go well with it, like the Bard class, for example. Could actually imagine playing something like that. You know, following my idea of being the more, how to put it mildly, diplomatic approach to problem solving. And again, you know, rook could also be interesting. Being all sneaky about it. So there are some things going through my head, but I would really like to read at least all the different class and race texts and see what comes out. Because, you know, making premature decisions was quite good at diplomacy. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured, because I read that text like 3 times. I was like, okay, I get the idea. Because, Jesus. My brain doesn't really work that well when it's that fucking hot. Like, yeah, I get it, but I kind of wanted to read it a bit more in depth. Also see what sort of abilities, what sort of progression route they have and stuff before I wanna even really get the picture in my head. For the moment I just have some very basic and very confused little fragments floating around that doesn't really make sense, and to make them click into something, that's going to be the first step. But yeah, as tomorrow I actually will be in a nice and, you know, climated train for a whole of 3 hours. I will have all the time. Actually, because I remember that I will be doing that tomorrow, went ahead and printed that thing, at least the classes, and put it all nice together so I have something to read. But that should work well. And then I will probably have some questions that I will then throw most definitively in your direction and go like, okay, explain to me. Because that's most definitely what's going to happen. It's a good moment to take a break and get myself something to drink. Yeah, better. But Jesus. It took over a freaking hour after the sun went down to get the temperature below 30 degrees Celsius. And at the top, I had like 35 degrees in Celsius. That's cooking. Well, mostly because, as you see, the way my apartment is built, very nicely, I have a huge front of windows, where basically, from dusk till dawn, as long as the sun is out, it will be on that bloody fucking window front. It really heats up the room. And this room fucking, it holds the heat. No one's business. Means I will have to get used to this again. Or buy myself the new fan. Once money comes in again. Which will be in roughly 10 days. But then again, I kinda had that money already planned for something else. I actually wanted to buy a book. But damn it. I hate you, summer. Why are you doing this to me? If you like, why don't you try analyzing it, Justin? I'll give you some hints. When you finish looking at the statue, come to my office. I have something for you. Okay. Spirit has hope for me. Get a ceiling fan. I would kinda consider it. But then again, my ceiling is really not that high. It could actually become a problem. I really have to think about it. Normally just one fan is more than enough, but as I said, the problem is once the air is just heated, you really don't get the air moving in the way you want to. Works quite well when you actually get both of my fans running. Blowing a bit in tandem. If I get another one, maybe in the other room, I could maybe get it done. I can at least get some airflow again if I open the front door. Maybe. I'll have to think about this a bit. Mysteries of the ancient civilization. Just in the eventual solve. Aha. Might be an option, yeah. Normally it's just a bit of getting used to, honestly. Not that particular to eat normally, it just takes me a while to get used to it being that hot again. And after that it's just like meh, used to it now. Although that amount of time has actually increased to what I got. The past it's like meh, no problem. Then it was like okay, it takes me 1 or 2 days to get used to it and to work at full capacity again. Nowadays it's more like 4 or 5 days. Also, the main thing is when the temperature actually starts jumping all over the place, you know, when it's a difference of like 10-15 degrees in, mind you, Celsius, from one day to the next day, I get a headache like no one's business. Legendary carrion statue discovered at the Dom ruins. Can picture that. Yes, and I must you knew that the Dom ruins are the largest ruins on the new continent in Valencia. So I know, an adventurer needs to know lots of things. But you know, it's no fun just listening to other people's adventure stories. Valencia is awaiting me with mountains of exciting things. Just look. Someday I'll find the Angelo that no one else has been able to discover. Oops. What are you doing? No, just calm down. The only thing to do is fix it. Come on, help me. Oh wait, it won't work. You should just be honest and apologize. Can't do it. So happy the curator looked when he restored the statue. Can't tell him. I remember what it looked like. You have a fucking terrible memory, my friend. For real talk, if you put a small bucket of ice behind the fan, it will cool the air a little faster. That it does. I do remember that I had to use that one summer when it was really getting hot. As I said, normally, honestly, yeah, shut up, phone. I'd like you to remind me, but not now. I probably have to buy some and do it. But then again, it would mean that I need to constantly get, well, more. Which means I have a constant drain on my resources that are not that much anyway. Yeah, I have to think about this for a bit. I will probably still, you know, get things done, and I will get used to the heat again. A good tip, if it's hottest when you come home, keep a shirt in the freezer to change into when you come home. That is something I actually do. Because, yeah. Mainly because when I'm, gone the whole day, and of course the apartment is closed, because it's closed and I come home, I get a fucking heat wave coming out of the door. When I open it, it's like, nice, and cooking, hot. Ugh. So I do have a nice little shirt, like it can change into just to, get through the worst of it. You sure that's right? Make it look a little different. Yeah, me too, me too. Anyway, it's about 70%. No, that's not even 70% just, and that's a miserable fail. Test, that's a passing grade. No, that's not even a passing grade, my friend. That's a fail right then and there. It's not the point, Justin. Justin, there's still something wrong. Don't worry. Know a little about the Anglo civilization. Yes, I will take your word for it. Well then. Oh, here it is. I was keeping it in my pocket, so I would always be ready to give it to you and see your smiling face. Mr. Greta, are you getting senile in your old age? And you're never at a loss for words. Anyway, I just heard a loud crash. Did something happen? No. Do we do so? I think we should tell him the truth. Maybe you figure it out. I don't know what to do. Come on, say something. He'll know something's wrong. I guess let's be honest about it. Actually, I broke the statue. Justin, you're a joker. Broke the statue. I just finished repairing. My poor heart couldn't take it. Putting aside the jokes, I tried to be honest with you. I have something good for you. Cool. What is it? Present to you is this. Letter of introduction acquired. The Allied forces are searching the Salt ruins again. Arranged for 2 people to visit. No, really. Thank you, Mr. Curator. That's great, Justin. You kept saying that you wanted to go to the Salt ruins. I'm just happy to see your faces. First letter of introduction, and the army will let you visit. Justin, you will find out for yourself if the spirit stone is real or not. Okay. Just a good thing for young ones to take an interest in learning. Salt ruins are to the northwest of Par. Use the letter I gave you to get in. Go on, hurry off. Am I sure? Sounds like an adventure. Adventure waits. You made it. Think you got away clean. No way in fucking hell. Ah, the carrot statue. We're just fixing it. Yes, oh, I need stuff now. What do we do now? We should go back and apologize straight out. Maybe the creator will forgive. Who was it? Who did this? I have to do work day and night to fix it all over again. No way. Go back now, he'll take back the letter of introduction for sure. Ah, you're right. I feel bad about the creator, but let's come back and apologize later. Yeah, sometimes avoiding the punishment for the moment is the right choice. Not really. I would probably just force them to go back and be like, no, I apologize. Now then, first field map. I am actually interested in how combat is going to work in this one. Which I hadn't had yet the opportunity to do that. That's a random treasure. Found some herbs. That looks kinda what I know of. Do a combo attack. Bring the mana back. It really is kinda cute, isn't it? Oh, the combat system is quite like it was in the past. Well, or technically speaking in the future, since Grandia 2 should potentially, realistically speaking, come after this one. Yep, I can work with this. Nice.
チャラいチャラい
Double kill. I get extra XP for that. Doesn't seem like it. Also, sneaking up on enemies is probably going to be difficult. They seem to be well aware. That's one hell of a way of movement for the enemy. Repair, good at. I could get used to this. And then how big is the field map actually? Can I turn my camera? Yes, I can. So what to say? I'm assuming the field map will be, well, going by Grandia 2 standards, pretty big. Yeah, probability to get rid of the bugs next to me first. Now then, murder the bug. Rabam. Yep. Oi, you avoided me. It's not very nice of you. Now, the good thing is, at least in this game, the healing is done, well, pretty easily, because I can just run back to my little save point and heal. I do like that. And before we cross over that bridge, $1,000,000. Cool. Those bugs are a bit tougher. Good countered. Jesus Christ, are there many bugs. Well, it's time to murder them all and be happy about it, I suppose. Rub him. Nope. Done and dealt with. Also, I apparently have a weapon skill. That's interesting. That's a system you don't have always around. You're having to get used to your weapons and your stuff you're using. Oh, no problem. Basically, my grandiose entrance into combat in this particular game. I'm having fun. I'm also figuring some things out. Like, you know, I apparently have weapon skill and stuff like that, which also means that I probably have magic skill, which means I should actually start using magic to make my people better at using magic. Another important little fact. See? Weapon skill. Cute, I can get a bird's eye view. I don't know why that is a thing and why it is existing there, but it is a thing and it exists. I'll take it. Beep beep. Well then. Still gonna get eaten. And das gesagt, dass ich nicht will do. Well, as I said, tomorrow I will be actually around. Aiming to ride on a train for once. Haven't done it in a while. And I will have some time. I did print out the pages about the classes. I can actually, classes and races, so I can read into it a bit more. It will be a pretty ideal situation, I'd say. I will have in total it's 3 hours. That should be more than enough time to get a good read. Deep, deep, deep. I can actually get a better view of what things are actually there. I could read it on my phone, but that screen is far too small. It will give me eye cancer. I prefer a nice, easy to read A4 format. And also, I have a business. We have a nice little fucking office printer. That thing spits out 100 pages in seconds. Didn't even take long. And I will claim that was a business expense. Do you really think I will take my whole computer with me? There's that. Ouch. I've been countered. I don't like being countered. I like to counter though. Look at that. We're leveling up. We're getting stronger. Ah, classic RPGs. Has a nice ring to it. Print the entire bit of Tasha scroll right now. Everything. Planet working color from home. See, I'm smart about it. I do it at the business and go hey, this is a business expense. The paper and the color I use, all business expenses. Smart move. Yeah, my bad. Also, it will, keep me from getting freaking eye cancer from having to read things on a small screen, which is really not my style. That little one is really, really happy. But yeah. Honestly, I always have just the preference for, good old-fashioned fucking paper. Just works better for me. Especially if I want to read something in peace. Small phone screen, yeah, maybe if I have to read a message, I will read a message on it, but even that I will try to avoid if I can help it. I'm not much of a phone person. Not my thing. I know that many people are practically living with their phones. But well. I could potentially take the company laptop with me if I wanted to, but that thing is kinda needed. I don't really want to take it and go the extra road. Seems like a bit of too much of a pain for me. Bam. Bam. You did. But yeah, usually not a bad idea to get some training in. Especially at the beginning of the game when leveling up should potentially be still relatively easy. At least in the last run, yeah, you could get through the game relatively easily as long as you actually murdered pretty much all of the creatures on the normal maps that you had to travel through. So first assumption will be made that this is probably going to be somewhat close to that. You just get a vibe that the high magical potential, it's not a weapon skill, but the ability to do stuff like turn into a scroll or spy, murder, it's just such. Sounds interesting so far. Can't say I have ever played much with the druid class in any of the games I played. Not in Neverwinter Nights. I don't think I've even played that one in Baldur's Gate. I played most of the classes in Baldur's Gate, technically speaking. I don't remember off the top of my head playing a druid. I don't remember having a few druids in my party though. Wonder how that holds up to the pen and paper variant. I'm going to have to look into that. Yeah, if you say that would be a good choice, I will consider it most favorably. Satisfying. Satisfying easy combat. That's always good to start with. I'm kinda missing those, the pretty damn awesome combat soundtrack from Grandia 2 though. And that one was just a freaking classic. Can't even argue with that. Wonder if I can actually find that one on YouTube or something. I kinda feel like listening to it again. Okay, I'm assuming where the road goes is where we go. And doing D&D is good. Easy to pair creative difficulty with races. That sounds like a promising start, especially if you can easily combine it. I will look into that then first and foremost. And go from there. Getting attacked again. Okay, we're getting stronger and that makes it easier to kill things. Expansions for 5. We shall Google them most ferociously. But first, some actual paper reading. Can't go wrong with this. Wait, literally not. Which reminds me, I actually haven't seen a shop yet. If this were Grandia 2, then every bloody village will come along with, well, one rather obvious thing. Namely, a shop and an inn. Now in our town I've seen neither clearly defined yet. God damn it. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Doop, 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 doop. Alright, I do have a compass and it does seem to function the same way as it does in Grandia 2, which means I can basically tell it to either point forwards or backwards. Meaning in this direction is the way forward, in that direction is the way back. Pretty easy to understand so far. But I will admit, you know, let's look a bit more old-fashioned than Grandia 2 does. No, to be fair, not in a bad way. You can enjoy it. Yeah, what do you do? Yep. See you, don't run too far, little Tronos. One of the best riveting combat. But yeah, so far I'm actually somewhat, to be fair, happy with what we've got so far. I do think this will be a rather, well, at least by me, well-beloved little project. I probably will do some off-screen leveling here and there. That's probably just something that I will have to do. That's kind of what you mostly have to do, like that one bonus area in Grandia 2, where you basically have to specifically avoid most of the enemies, because otherwise you will get fucked no matter what level you are at the point. Oh, with that in mind. But that really is not necessarily something that, honestly, it's something you kind of expect from the good old ones. A bit like playing, you know, original Final Fantasy, where it's like, yeah, there's basically not much more than leveling to do. I mean, technically speaking, it has a story, yes, I know. Made that one, remember. Realistically speaking, it was a lot of running around and beating monsters up and leveling up. Which, to be fair, is fun. Just, you know. Not everyone likes to grind that much. Which, to be fair, is also a repair kit. Boing. Didn't even damage. Little Justin. Eh. And I'm getting even better with weapons. My question is now, of course, and it's a question that you should always ask yourself, weapon skill. Is that bound to my weapon, or is that bound to myself? Is it a skill? Question for the ages, as they say. Indeed, a question for the ages. Status, good. Yeah. One way of saying it. Insta-kill. Brutality. My name is Justin. Yep. Yes, he does seem to have a tendency to use blunt weaponry. Which, to be fair, you know, fair enough. Not every hero needs to have a sword. But, you know, that is kind of a classic. Have your main character use a sword. In any variant at that. What? Victory amongst victory amongst victory. But I'm pretty sure that little Sue is probably capable of magic. We'll probably take a look at it. He's back. Protect it. Do not fear the ambush. Still for the usual time tomorrow. We are indeed. I will be gone most of the day, but I will be back in the afternoon, the relatively late afternoon, but the evening is still the fair game, as usual. I calculated it. Basically, I will message you as soon as I'm home. I should be home if everything goes well, you know, when the train's actually on time, which is a rarity these days. Around 4 in the afternoon. My time. I'm expecting, honestly, more realistically, more 5, because the trains are really not that much. Yeah, if I'm around then, that should be then around, you know, 12 or so your time. 12? 11, 12, something like this. 7 hours in the past, if memory serves. There. Just subtract 7 hours from that. You kinda get when it will be your time, but basically we should be around the same time as we usually are. I'm actually trying to plan around the fact that things are, you know, not going to. Let's don't have subclasses. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, technically speaking, because, well, for a beginner it's always better to have it easy. And if I don't have to think about, you know, at the point you choose to talk. I mean, yeah. Anyway, you have to work yourself in there. And, you know, learning one system at a time is probably not a bad idea. As I said, I will read about it nice and easily. I'd imagine something great is going to happen here. Medical wizards don't have subclasses, they have schools. They have indeed, like evocation and stuff. Which usually bans you from using one other school. At least that was how it was handled in Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate it was like, okay, if I choose a certain school, I don't get access to another school. On the other side of the argument, though, you could also be a generalist and don't choose. Which also wouldn't give you any bonuses. But well, most people chose, you know, the obvious. Evocation and stuff. For fireballs, because fireballs... A wizard is not a wizard if he can't use fireball. That's the basic bitch standard thing you need to be able to use, otherwise. Ain't a wizard in my book, boy. Okay, I really can't move much here. Yes, and I think, what was it? Sorcerers are a bit different, so they don't actually have schools. They have, they're basically treated like a generalist, aren't they? At least in the 3.5 that Baldur's Gate used for its rule set, I think. Who goes there? This is no place for children. Hang on, look at this. An intro letter from the Creator. What? This? Let the Creator be thinking, giving this letter to such children. Don't worry about that, just let us in, okay? Oh well, you can go in. What was that old saying? I think it was one of the instructors who used to say this a lot. What was it? Basically, whenever you have to do something that is more than 10 steps away, assume that I mean double time. I remember that. I was a really beloved instructor back in my day. For obvious reasons, as you can imagine. Sounds pleasant. That's what. Oh ho ho ho. Aha. Herr Mulen. I do love random German. That Herr there is basically just the Mr. that, you know, English uses. Basically, we would say Herr Müller, and you would say Mr. Müller. That's just, that's all it is. Why random German? Don't ask me, please. That's actually something the Japanese really like to do. Just randomly throwing random German in there. Even Valkyria Chronicles does it with the Meister. Like, yes, Meister, that's just Master. Ah, so boring. Nothing to do in some wound of ruins. The board is even more tiring. Couldn't even get up today. I was way too late. Justin. Justin couldn't do anything without me around. Did you say something? It's boring me to sleep. Oh no. Got to be a serious guard. Yeah, very serious guard, that guy. But I'll be honest, there aren't a lot, and there's hardly any druid circles to choose from in the Subursum. Well, I will. But whenever I have something that I can't find immediately in the a little book, I will Google it, and if I have some questions or some uncertain part I'm not certain about, sounds better, I will just poke you with questions, which is probably going to happen tomorrow. So do expect some, you know, random round of questions. Also, since we're going to be talking tomorrow anyway, I will use that time, in part, to ask some stupid questions. Make the best use of your time. Local again this month. Maybe I worked hard, I call him Yulen. They raised my pay. No, that is still more such a wonderful man. Of course, the son of General Mal, he's a well-bred, handsome young man. Brain and body, he's the best. Way different from Justin, who couldn't do anything without me. So you claim, little lady. A useless woman that tell you that keep you in a state of uselessness. Well, expect me to punish so much. I have many books. Nice. And that's honestly always a better place to start learning something new than, you know, just randomly looking things up. To have somebody who can actually, you know, vomit their knowledge right into your face. Sounds tasty, doesn't it? But I'm known as particularly strict about assignments. They can be nice too, it's even considerate to low-ranking soldiers like us. If a leader like that, you're more likely to come back from war. Also, before I forget it, I actually tried one game, you know, some very lethargic game with that World War I mod for the for Hoi 4. So far, it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. It also was pretty damn stable. But since I was kinda very much lethargic, I want to do some stress testing before I, you know, give it any recommendation. I will still give you the recommendation though for Kaiserreich. And you should probably take a look at that. D&D and Brotherhood of Steel, what could be better? Indeed. I'm actually looking forward to that. Very much so. But yeah, if you have some free time to, you know, spend on Heart of Iron, do take a look at the Kaiserreich thing. And to some degree, Road to 56. But Road to 56 basically just enhancing your vanilla gameplay with many choice. Do take a look at Kaiserreich, because that one is really interesting. I love to play with that alternate reality nonsense. Been in the army for a while, but this is my first ruins lookout duty. The world has become so peaceful. The Garlyle forces used to be a group of brave men, boy. That's right, soldiers and stories are also cool. Are they? Most stories I know about soldiers are pretty damn boring or heroic. The second part is mostly propaganda, the first part is reality. What? I get them both now. If you're doing that, actually, since we might actually want to play those together, it might actually be sensible if I actually give you a link to the same ones I'm using, so that we don't have some different versions. That would kind of suck. Give me a second. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dim, They also have their own little wiki that you can look stuff up at least the Kaiser. The Kaiser has. Ribbit. Ribbit. Now, where do I have the little Kronos? There I have the little Kronos. There you have the Kaiserreich. Because the Kaiserreich is awesome. And where's the other one? Where did I put it? You might be wondering. Can I just look it up in my list? Can. Where the fuck did I have too many mods on this fucking game. Jesus. Like, why do I have so many mods in this list? Plans and draft you into a war if you want into ready to our Sindler. Yeah, no. Saturday is for the RPG. I shall take it as such, because everything else would be this point rather disappointing. I like variety. Honestly, just getting myself to the point where I actually play a complete Jesus. Oh yeah, play-led peace conference is also something you should most definitively get, because, well, that avoids a lot of cancer that you otherwise get. Kinda forgot about that one. Because that is going to help you a lot, because if you let the AI emit, border gore is absolutely going to fucking be a thing that you will have to suffer through over and over again. Let's give you this one, because that helps you, and the last one. I swear to God, I don't see it in my list. That's because the fucking tech boy said that a million fucking anime mods at this point. I mean, quite literally, the list is 80% anime, 20% old words at this point, and some random nonsense in between. Yep, me too. I have my Friday and my Saturday streams, which are scheduled. The rest is basically my random own choice, because that satisfies my fickleness very, very much better. If I were to try to actually do like 5 series at once, I would get sick and tired, honestly. That is very good, because that one is going to save your ass. Because otherwise, I mean, seriously, what the AI tries to do there sometimes is just, please don't. Please don't. Still don't see the other one though, because well, I see many anime. Yes. Yeah, there was also that fucking holy thing. Jesus fucking Christ. That's actually in my list here, one of them. Tech boy, please save my ass from that at least. But yes. Well, if you want some anime in your Parts of Iron, I could give you a lot of it, because I fucking have 5 pages at this point, and I'm on page 6 at this point. I haven't even seen... Oh no, yeah, there we have some old world stuff. Jesus fucking Christ. I need to order it. Actually, I have a whole playlist with that now. Oh, I thought so. I have actually 3. You know, gonna look at the next 2 pages. If it doesn't pop up, I want to look at for that one later. Swear to God. Swear to God I had it somewhere. There it fucking is, you motherfucker. Hidden like a bitch. This one. The Great War. Now, back to playing. Yeah, you can take a look for yourself. It seems to be set up pretty damn nicely. It plays well and stable, and so far has worked as you would expect a Great War mod. The focus trees are pretty nice. I have looked at the one for Germany, of course, because meh, being a German kinda, you know, makes me curious. And I've taken a look at the one for the France, because, well, France is rather involved in that one too, after all. Seems promising, honestly. And, well, apart from that, honestly, just play around a bit, have some fun, and see what happens, I suppose. So, hey, I've been thinking about it. What do you think Golden Moon is digging for? Is something important that she doesn't want anyone else to see? Be in trouble if it's seen. Right, that's gotta be it. So what do you think it is? Maybe a time capsule that he buried when he was a child. That'd be embarrassing, right? Would it be? Have I actually done something like this myself? Wouldn't remember off the top of my head, but maybe I actually have. A promising new recruit has signed up. It's pretty exciting. Name's Scones. He's from Palm. He's smiling and in good spirits. He never complains about orders from superiors. Does anything you ask. Guess like that get promoted. Reminds me of myself back then. Wow, so you're a wonderful person too. Yeah, he indirectly just, you know, patted his own shoulder. Say Jessin, how's little Guns doing? Be good to him, okay? Sure, Guns. Of course I'm good to him. Right, so... Yeah, sure, you're being pretty good to him. Yeah. We're all good friends. Okay, so we have probably taken a whole look around. Now let's go a bit deeper into the ruins. And probably have somebody yelling at us angrily for trying to, you know, disrupt their little digging. Boy, not be running around here. If you're found by General Bao, we'll get shoot out. General Bao. Bao Museum, that guy. Got some nerve to ask in such a situation. Well, I'll tell you anyway. Not much, but he has some connection with the Jewel Foundation and seems to be feared. Well, I mean, good question is why he is feared, honestly. Wish I could go and leave. Then I'd go back to town and have some coffee at that cafe. One cup after work just tastes so good, and I could shake off this fatigue. Loser. I have the girl next to me was Lieutenant Lin. It'd be excellent. A dreamy expression of hers. The Tom is hanging out, sir. Just the only thing after a long, hard day of work, no matter if you're a soldier or a fucking factory worker, is a cold beer. This should be obvious. The 3 sergeants above us are beauties and nice people. That was completely wrong. Certainly are beautiful and capable, but their personalities hard-headed and strict. Get tutored every day. Pretty disappointed. So, don't you get tutored because of your attitude? You have to look sharp. Now, it depends very much on who you ask what a soldier is supposed to be looking like. Never ask an officer what a soldier is supposed to look like. They have a very specific way of looking at things. Yeah, humans is there. Soldier in the Garlisle forces, and you won't kill me so easily. How rude. I'm going to call Justin, a beautiful lady like me, monsters. What despicable monsters would disguise themselves as children. I'll cut you up. Hey, just a minute, listen to me, we're not monsters. Somebody has delusions? I'm charge of South Rules, I'm very high-ranking. Person in charge, so high-ranking? Obviously, of course, I was put in charge by Colonel Mullen himself. Made Colonel at such a young age. No soldier is more capable than Colonel Mullen. I was appointed by him. You pointed it out twice. Kids, why are you in such a place? No civilians are supposed to be here. The curator of the museum gave us a letter of introduction. Said we'd learn something. Oh, came here to learn. I just hated studying when I was a kid. Wow, you too. So I think you will understand. I really came here for adventure. He's like, yep, can't understand that much. Oh, there's the safe port. What shouldn't be here? How'd you get into the South Ruins? Say, the ruins are underground, right? Can I see them? Take a step. You're suspicious, who are you? Show no mercy, even to kids. No answer. Run away right now. Talk with Sue about what to do. Show them the creator's intro letter. Sure, let's turn around and talk with Sue about what to do. I hate those 3. They've got bad attitudes. It really doesn't hold back, does she? Immediately goes like, yeah, I don't like them. Yeah, show them the curator's intro letter. Came to visit the South Ruins. Look, we got a letter of introduction from the curator of the Bar Museum. Letter of introduction? Yes. I guess it does look real. See? We're not suspicious at all. There's the suspicious kid. So take us underground with you. Also, Kronos, before I forget it, there's only one thing you have to consider if you actually want to get some sweet achievements. Player-led conference actually cuts you out from that. Something I just remembered because I remember wondering because there's one achievement like drop the bomb where you're supposed to be using, you know, a nuke. And I was like, I have dropped so many nukes in my time. Why don't I have that achievement? I should have it. And it's like, oh yeah, right, because I used the player-led conference which disables that. Yeah, just in case you're wondering why you don't get many achievements, so it would be the main reason. Just something to keep in mind. Personally, I don't care much. I rather enjoy my play experience instead of, you know, getting some of that. Although I think I have some at least. Oh yeah, because because some mods don't like certain versions of the player-led peace conference. I remember that much. See, I'm not so busy at all, so take us on a go with you. On the ground, alright. Just show me the letter of introduction. Letter of introduction given. You need to do anything special to use any of them or just enable and go. Basically, what I usually do when I get a new mod, I put it in its own little playset. So that it's basically just the mod alone and I can just see if that works. Honestly, in those cases, just make yourself a nice little playset for Kaiserreich and put the player-led peace conference in there. Use those two. Make another playset for the other one. Put that together with player-led conference. That way you will have them ready and not much else. If you want to add something like, you could potentially add the Old World Blues radio to it if you want the music from that. Shouldn't really conflict, but a bit trial and error, I guess. But yeah, usually just go to the launcher, make it a playset, enable what you want, give it a go. Most work together, especially if it's something randomly like music. Jesus Christ, woman. No.
Hey!
That's littering. See? No more letter of introduction. No traps are legal intruders. Maybe. That's right. Now we must catch the intruders, torture them, and execute them. That escalated quickly. Since your children will overlook this just once. Leave the search ruins at once. Let's go. Saki. Mew. No time to be bothered with these kids. What a soulish behavior from supposed adults. Awful. What do you think they are? Okay, I figured out what I did wrong. Anyway, Justin, oh well, let's go home. No way. Adventurer can't back down now. So basically he's like, I'm going to go into those ruins if you like it or not. Actually, there's a hint thing. I never actually looked at it. Combat hints 1. It is important to determine which monsters are ready to make powerful attacks and slay them first. Monsters giving off yellow sparks are attempting killer move attacks. These can be dangerous if ignored. Monsters aiming at friends with low HP values are also dangerous. We recommend that you defeat those monsters first. Use the look command, move the cursor to monster and the party, blah. It will blink. Oh, that's actually good to know. But yeah. I think I've made some good progress, and since I actually don't know this game, which means I also don't know when we will have larger story parts coming our way and when not, I think we'll take the break here, which, yeah, 1 in the morning and I have to get up relatively early because I actually need to use the train tomorrow. It means no slacking. So I shall be sure you here, for the moment it is. Have a good one in all of that, and let me see who I have in my little list. We have, well, most definitively the little Kronos being here and being very much helpful. We shall thank him for that very much. I shall come back to your nice offer about asking questions, mostly tomorrow. And, well, apart from them, we have little Amp, who not only just came by to a remark about his own playthrough of Grandia 1, the original one, mind you, not even the HD remaster. And he has also followed. And he shall be thanked very much for that, because that is very nice of him. Let me see. On the right side I see no one, which makes the rest very easy. As for the others, the more lurking kind, do feel appreciated too. Pat yourself on the shoulder for a job well done indeed, and well, do feel free to drop by again. There will be more Grandia next Saturday, as it is the newest project that we will play to completion, no matter how long it takes. As I said at the beginning, the average episode time will be somewhere between an hour to 2, generally speaking, but this is a bit open-ended. Basically, I'm not going to stop if I'm either having, a good time and I actually have time to make it a bit, longer. And I will also not just stop in the middle of a story sequence or something, because that just sucks. And that's not my style at all. Basically. But yeah. Also, just as I had promised at the very beginning of this, if you yourself want to make some suggestions as to what projects you would like to see me myself playing and you yourself watching, you do feel free to go to that little Discord thingy of mine and, well, shout at me most profoundly. Then I will consider it. I will not promise you, of course, that I will play everything, because, well, some people will just give me some porn game and be like, yeah, play this, and I'd be sitting like, well, shit. That's much for streaming, I suppose. No, I will keep the ultimate right to decide, but depending on what it is and if it actually fits the format of a, episodic series, I will either do it, put it in the list for that, or I will actually consider it as a one-off thing that we will do at some point. Because, I am fickle by nature, and I would very much like to feel in the mood for it. Which is why I also only have really 2 series running at any given time, because more would really, really be too much. And I can already tell you that I would probably lose motivation for at least one of them somewhere in the middle, and I don't want that. But yeah, with that in mind, our first successful episode, there were really not that many technical difficulties. There were some. Good for what? Well, that depends. You see, if I were to go and have, let's say, 4 days just for series, that would mean that I play 4 games set on 4 days set. At least of one of them I would probably get tired and then stop. And I don't like that. Now a game like Hearts of Iron, for example, that you can mod to the high heavens, you can always add something new to it, which keeps it interesting, but it's not true for many games. So yeah, that's the main reason why we only have 2 serious days and not more. And we shall keep it like that, because that is rather easy to handle. Also gives me something to look forward to, you know. The week starts, it's Monday, and like, ah shit, the week is long, and you're like, okay, but there comes Friday, which is nice, because it's never winter. Then there comes Sunday, which is of course Chronos time. Smack dab in the middle, we have Saturday, which is now Grandia time. This game is actually kind of fun so far. But yeah, without much further ado, before I sit here even longer, I shall end it here. Because I need to go to bed, like a good boy. Mostly because if I don't catch my train tomorrow, my whole plan is going to fall apart rather brutally, and I would rather like to avoid that. So yeah, once again, have a good one, and bye-bye for the moment. Oh, yeah, sure. Don't worry, I saw you just before I pushed the button. Good timing. No, that's 2 is an option. I probably finish my drink anyway, and so I'll probably be around for a good 5 to 10 minutes more before I really sign off everywhere. For the moment, I shall end this one here.